this is your Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. Well, tonight I've got something a little bit different for you all. I want you to all sit back and relax. And it's not looking into the looking glass. I'm going to channel my brother, my late brother Paul. Everybody who's seen the last video where I wrote a letter to heaven and then his reply, what I gave at the end. So tonight I thought it would be nice for me to bring Paul through. I will be talking in my voice, but I'm going to be in communication with him, and I'm going to be asking him what it was like when he passed over. He came in around us last night after I had actually posted the last video. He's been in around us very strong, and he wants to tell us all what it's like on the other side. And also everybody who knew Paul, he was a very funny guy, very highly spirited, very full of love and energy and light. He was also a great investigator, and when he lived here, that on Earth, that he used to look into a lot to do with JFK and everything that we're into. So I'm gonna ask him a few questions about if he knows anything, what's going on, but I want to know what is going on the other side and what it looks like. So without further ado, I hope you can hear us okay. I've got this mic like this, I'm just getting used to it. It's raining cats and dogs over here. I don't know if you can hear the rain. But let's get into this. So sit back and relax. And I'm going to call upon Archangel Michael, because I work with Archangel Michael. Before I start, I call upon Archangel Michael. I call upon Archangel Michael. I call upon Archangel Michael to please give us the true answers and help us to connect with Paul with love and light, love and light, love and light. I've got Jed coming in, I've got White Buffalo, my guides, and also Lady Direwolf. Okay, because I work with animals as well. Okay, he's coming in now. May peace be with you all. Hi Paul, how are you doing? I'm great, sis. I'm great. It's amazing over here. There is beautiful colours, energy. The transition into spirit is nothing that you could ever imagine. But at the point of death, when your spirit leaves your body and exits, you feel a great release. And your mind connects as part of your spirit and remembers what you went through in previous lives. So your spirit becomes calm as it remembers naturally what to do. On release of spirit from my body, I felt all the pain leave my body. And I sat up out of my body. And I took a moment to look at my body and Nicola, my wife. I knew what had happened. Bless him. He says that he put his hand out to Nicola to touch her face. And he stood by Nicola. And he said it was all the commotion. Paramedics. He stayed in the room with Ethan, that's my nephew. And he stayed on Earth and transitioned over three days after leaving his body. Was that because he wanted to stay on Earth, Paul? Yes. He said he's seen the light, he's seen the tunnel, he's seen them waving. Who was waving? Grandma? Granddad? Great-grandma? And great-grandfathers were waiting. He's saying that certain people wait there for you who are part of your soul family. Many that you can go and visit once you have transitioned over. Can you tell me, Paul, what happened when you went through the tunnel? There was lots of people in the tunnel. Some were crying, and some looked like they weren't ready to go through the tunnel. God bless him. He said as he was going through the tunnel, there was a great whooshing noise in pink, pastel blues, colours that he's never seen. He said the cord that snapped from his body as he exited his body was silver hue with pink and blue and beautiful colours running through it, like shell-like. And he noticed when he was going through the tunnel, the same colours, but it was like he was in the cord. He's saying the great cord. The great cord. So we have a cord, our silver cord, to our body when we are on earth. And when our soul leaves our body, we connect then to God's cord, which is the same cord but in a huge form. He said that people were rushing through, and some he could not approach because they were in a low, upset vibration. Along his way, he met a child, bless him, ferret-faced, who had recently passed, more or less, not long after Paul. And he took his hand to guide him as they floated through this great tunnel. He said there was two. There was a few children huddled together. So he guided them. He realised there is 3 transitions within this cord, in this tunnel. The first transition, you start to realise where you are going, because some are confused before they go through the first transition. The second transition, some are trapped because they're scared to go through. Apprehension, they have to absorb what's happened to them. And that's where he collected the children. And the children came to him and held his hand, like children going to Jesus energy. And then anybody who knows Paul would know that he was a very protective, big, sensitive, strong guy, like Michael's energy. Then he transitioned through. He's holding a baby as well. Okay. He transitioned through. There was 3 children. One of these children looked quite darkish to the hair, quite Asian looking. But I would say something, oh sorry, something like, this child's come from, like, say, Mauritius or somewhere like that, you know, that type of look. Little boy. And then there was a little a little boy with blonde hair. Oh my goodness me. He went to take his hand and he realised it was him. So there's part of your soul that you collected, Paul? Yes. Not that there was anything wrong. It was part of his soul's journey that he wanted to express the child within him, which he never achieved to do fully. He did, but not to the extent he wanted to. And anybody who knows Paul, they know that he was a great, what's the word? Is that cut off? He was a great entertainer. Okay, and then who was the other child? It was a child which had been lost. A cot death? Okay. Okay. So he proceeded to go through into the third section. And that's when, as you are going through into the third section, the cord becomes lighter. It's as if it disappears. There's no ending. It sort of materializes and disappears as it comes into this great light. The light is surrounding. The light is love. You feel like you're going home. He's saying that we are all connected with numbers and frequencies, and we are all part of a bigger picture. And he said that there was many different numbers which were coming together that he could see in symbols, which he said that the angels were showing him which section he was from God's energy. Before you go completely into the light, these frequency numbers are collecting. They are flying off us, the ones that we never got to achieve. They are collected for a next life if we want, or to transcend on into spirit. And then the ones we have achieved, they collect. And he said he went off to the left. He went off to the left. And then he said it was just love. He said that he was met by a cherubim angel with a beautiful cherub face, many wings. And he pointed to a beautiful, it said they went through the light, and then he went into this, he's seen these great blue seas and purple sky and mountains. And as he started to walk through with the cherubim and the children, everything started to materialize. And he said they seen the children disappear. Obviously part of that child was him, that would have gone into him. This is what he's saying, that the babies were taken through into a different section. And he said he looked down and he had fur like a jacket on with no sleeves, and his beard was longer. And then he was greeted by great tall beings. And he looked and he said, "Where is this?" And they said, "This is heaven." Grandad came to him first, Grandad William, and took his hand. Then he said he went through these beautiful fields, and was told to rest, and he met with many different family members. Not all of them, because some of them were on different planes, but some of them. He has met Grandma, but Grandma is in a slightly different plane to Grandad, but they do meet up. When you say planes, Paul, what do you mean by that? He said that when you come through this third section of this great tunnel, there is many different sections of different soul collectives, all part of Source, but we all have to go back to our soul family. A bit like if you're looking at a whole huge holograph, like a hologram. So when we go through, there is different parts of sections of heaven and earth. It's a projection of what we perceive on earth is a tiny part of what is over there. So somebody else in the family could go to a different part, but then they could meet up because they're from different soul collectives. You only stay with your soul family. Paul, I need to ask you what you meant by when I last reached out to you and I said that one day we'll meet again, and you said not for a long time. What do you mean by that, Paul? My dear sister. Sorry, guys. We are the same but different, and we have met many times and many lives before. And you must not worry about the concept of time, because when you are over in the spirit world and on some other planets, when we are born again, time is nothing. So to earth time, where I may meet you again in say 1,000 years, is nothing to what is over on this side. Don't look at it like there is time. But where I come from is the angelic realm, and I am part of Michael's soul collective, assigned for earth to, I was here on earth to lift the frequency. Okay, so am I not part of that angelic realm, Paul? Oh yes indeed. Oh yes indeed, Louise, but from a different universe. There is many other angels and angelic forms out here, out of Earth's frequency. You come from Uriel and Raphael's energy, but a different energy. There is more than just this spirit world. I don't understand what you mean, Paul. Please explain this. We on earth, and what has been written in all the holy books, says that we are born, we are die, we then go to heaven. It is more complex than that. And there is a great experiment going on Mother Earth right now. And yes, you are right, we are in the 9th gate of saving Mother Gaia. But because there has been great destruction on earth and many failures, there was a great meeting with angelic realms, not just from what we know, other angelic realms out there in our galaxy. There is many galaxies. So there was many starseeds, earth angels, great earth volunteers who decided to come to earth to help with this transition to eradicate the evil on the planet. And you, my sister, are part of a different universe. But I've known you before. Yes, we have met many times before. And we have had a life in the Pleiades. But you must not worry. Because where I am from and where you are from, we are all part on the same side to fight this great war. We will have more lives together. It is not written yet, as you have not finished your quest on earth. Thank you, Paul. I do love you, Paul. You must tell your viewers that we are love. And when we go through to the light, we see ourselves as the picture that we were. But some may go back younger, some may stay that age. And sometimes the younger generation will grow on to a certain point and then stop. We can learn, we can help, we can do many things over here. And there is no such thing as death. It is life after life. Thank you. Paul, I need to know, it talks in the Bible, in the holy books, about such place called hell. What happens to the vibration, people that are on a low vibration? I have not discovered that yet, and I have no need to go there. But my understanding is that when you go through the first gate into the second, there is a collection of what vibration of energy that you are on before you go through to your collective. And my understanding is, if you are on a low vibration, you will be sent through to correct and to heal. The great source, the great God, Father, Mother, Son, and the Holy Ghost, does not judge. Maybe on another transmission I will look into this, but I am in such a place of healing, love and light. I do today not want to look into this. Fair enough. Paul, I see you bigger than what you look like on earth. That's right. Because we as a collective come down onto the planet and we have to be squashed into a little body. He's laughing. Obviously, my body on earth was not that little, but compared to humans, it was big. But our souls are bigger once we go through. And we are all different shapes and sizes. Some are born into parallels, and some of us are born on this planet and out there in the galaxy. You need to have a 3D suit to live on Mother Earth like many other planets. So we choose our parents for whatever reason, and we play out what we need to play out on Earth. Sometimes people will not understand this if they have been born into a family of pain or horror. But my understanding is, when I took the children through, that the children are here to teach us on earth as well. And one thing that I must say, we do not own our children on earth. They are on loan to us. We are here to guide them. That's beautiful. Is there anything you want to say? He's laughing. I need to tell Ethan that may the force all be with you. It was a joke that I had. And that I love you. I'm proud you are my son. Always. Always. That he loves Nicola. He loves Mom. Have we done this before, Paul? Yes. The last time you went over and you kept bugging me. He's laughing, bugging me. Because I'm being strong. I was coming to him and giving him loads of messages. It's so peaceful. He's shown as Misty. So Misty was a cat, a family pet. He's got Misty. So animals also go back to the collective. And when people suffer with a certain pet, they feel like they have not just lost a pet. It's because they recognize that soul is it's the same soul family. So when we start to transition over, we see ourselves very much what we look like on earth. Then we have the ability, depending on what plane you are on, to go to different levels and go higher. And then you learn and you can help part of that collective. Some souls go through to a very high plane straight away, as classed as heaven, like on earth. And then you start to dematerialize and not look so much like you did on earth, because that is the avatar. So when we first go over, they call our name. But once you start to grow on, you can then realize that you're part of God's energy. Is there many what stay, Paul? Say, for example, a husband leaves the wife first, or a wife leaves the husband first, and they are soulmates. What happens then? Do they stay as soulmates? Yes. Some soulmates stay together for hundreds of years in the heaven sphere. And then usually what happens is when they want to if they want to transition to the higher realms to help with God, they then dematerialize together. There is no ending. It's not just death as we know. There is many other dimensions. Wow. So what you're saying is that it's like a dying and a dying and a dying again? No, it's not a dying and a dying and a dying again. It's a transition. We class this as death on this side because it's a literal going from 3D to a higher dimension out of physical realm. Once you are out of the physical realm and you are in the spirit world, you then, when you start to transition in steps, you do not see it as death. Wow. I love you, Paul. Everything on this planet is part of God's creation, consciousness. A tree, a plant, it all has energy. It is a different aspect. It is not intelligent, but it is an intelligent in a different form. I need to see this. As the human race is transitioning into a higher frequency on earth, into this great spiritual awakening, the animals are also awakening. Right, okay, because you were vegetarian, Paul, weren't you? No, Nicola was vegetarian. I chose then to stop eating meat. Right, okay, so you ended up being vegetarian. I suppose so, he's saying. He's laughing. He's still got his sense of humour. There is going to be a great movement on this, and there is many changes to come onto your planet. Don't worry about the political movements which is happening. It is all part of a bigger picture. Is there any message, Paul, that you can give people from Mother Earth? There is great technology to come onto your planet, and there is great revelations. There is many different great beings which are now coming into their awakening, and they are realizing what they are here to do on Mother Earth. There is a mess that is happening across the planet, and there is great changes to take place. And there is good people who are trying to sort this out. But there is much pain in certain countries. And he's going on about the USA again. Have you met JFK, Paul? Not yet. But his understanding is that he is in the spirit world. And Elvis? I have met Elvis. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. George Michael? Yes. That was the child within me that I never got to go as far as I did. But he said he will in the next life, when Earth has changed. We are in a crucial part on Mother Earth that is actually transitioning into new Earth. And there was great changes to take place from the financial system to technology. But the USA is going to witness a breakdown, a big breakdown in communications. And again, it's part of a bigger picture. It's to do with the negative against, it's the war between the light and the dark. He has to say this. He's putting it over. He's more subtle than me. Paul's more subtle. He's going on about the Republicans. Okay. He has great respect for the culture in the USA. And everybody having their own rules. But there has been a great wave of a dark energy. But this is a message to Republicans. Your idol, many people's idols, his idol, JFK. Ask yourself why you love this man so much. This man was labelled as a Democrat. And this is a projection of what you, a reflection of what every soul wants is democracy. Democracy. And we have not got to look at the label, we have to look at the person. Okay. You see, not everybody like JFK, but most people have him as an idol, like he did. Paul, I need to ask you this. There is rumours that certain people who have passed, who have could be still on Earth. Is there any way that you can confirm anything on this? If you are talking about Lady Diana is on the other side, and Lady Diana came from a very high vibration. And the Queen, they played their avatar part to teach us a lesson. This hidden snake is infesting within communities, and we are all being tested. But he's saying that Elvis and Lady Diana are definitely passed over into the spirit world, and Michael Jackson. Nobody's going to appear. That is part of a psyop to mix with people's heads. Okay, what about JFK Jr.? I don't want to discuss this today, Louise, as there's only certain things that I can tell you for your own safety and for humanity. And for JFK Jr., wow. Okay. But what you need to know is that there is great change to take place on your planet. Thank you, Paul. Will we still have Christmases and holy days when this great awakening takes place? Yes. Yes. This will change, and you are right when you are saying that humanity is rewriting the new Bible, but it is different. It is different. It's not where it's written in scriptures. It is done where it has been collected, and how the darker side have collected our information. There is a great transitioning happening on the planet, and the crystal grid new space technology is taking place. And what will happen is that the good guys are taking this into space, and it is collected in the crystal grid. This goes beyond what Elon Musk is developing. And then it will be taught for our future's generation how we change the frequency with great teachings. And people will be talked about into the future. Okay. What are you doing now, Paul? Well, I am not sitting floating on a cloud. He's cheeky. A cheeky monkey. He's saying that he's got Archangel Michael dizzy. He's come from Michael's energy and Raphael. Okay. And he is helping people. He likes to go into the tunnel to help the ones trapped, just to ease them through. But Michael wants them to rest. But where are you on the other side? What are you doing? I jump backwards and forwards. I'm supposed to let them know I've got them dizzy. He's laughing. I come to Earth a lot to check on yous. I will never stop loving you. But until I know that yous are easier, then I can move on. We love you, Paul. We love you. Do you have any messages? Any more messages? That the love doesn't stop. And when you are on earth and you have that, you are lucky enough to meet your soulmate with that glimpse of that love. Imagine that magnified trillions and trillions and millions of times. That it is so overwhelming, and that is what you feel when you go through to the other side. I love you, Louise. I love you, Paul. Take care, sis. Love you, Paul, more than jelly tots. Until the next transmission. Love you. Love you all. The love is so beautiful. It is more than you will ever know. It's fading through. The love is so beautiful. We are love. We are God. Love you, Paul. Guys, my makeup running. Wow. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, I'm off to make a cup of tea. If you want any more messages from Paul, let us know. And I'll be doing this live at some point. Live for people. I was supposed to be on last week on my baby sister channel, but I couldn't do it because obviously I was doing other things, grandmother duties. But I will be coming live on here soon and doing this. So comment on the link below if you like that. Interesting what he said about the USA. Interesting. A lot of cleansing happening at the minute, isn't there, guys? A lot of cleansing. But I'll leave you there with a lot of love from Spirit. And remember, we don't get over losing our loved ones. We just learn to walk through it. We are love. And I'll leave you there with love. Until the next time, this is your Psychic LJ signing out. Bye now. Where am I? I think I'm stuck on end screen. Guys, I need to stop doing this asshole travelling. I keep getting stuck in the cloud. But anyway, I'm stuck on my end screen. So don't forget, subscribe to my channel and press the bell for new updates. Us fairies, you know, we're always getting up to mischief. See you all soon. Bye now.